Hey everybody, I'm Parker. So I had this student yesterday. He's in his 60s, super successful, runs his own business, articulate, can talk to anyone. Right up until when he presses that push to talk button in the airplane. Then his voice cracks, he forgets what he's going to say. It's like a teenager asking someone to prom. And then he looks at me and he's like, why does this happen? If you've ever felt that way, totally confident in the plane but frozen on the radio, you're not alone. Radio work feels intimidating, even for people who are confident in every other area. Here's why. When you press that button, it suddenly feels like everybody is listening. ATC, airline pilots, students, instructors. You're on a stage now and you don't want to mess it up. This isn't normal conversation. It's an entirely new language. You're using aviation terminology, shortened sentences, and talking in a way that really doesn't feel natural at first. And it always happens at times of high cognitive load. You're flying, you're navigating, you're watching for traffic, you're trying to figure out what's next, all at the same time. But the good news is that the nervousness is normal, and here's what you can do to fix it. First, let's reset how you think about radio work. The job of air traffic control is to keep you safe. They're not grading your grammar. They're not waiting to trip you up. They want to know who you are, where you are, and what you want to do so that they can help. When you call them up, you're actually not bothering them. You're making their job easier. You're helping the system run the way it's supposed to. Now, let's say that you don't call. You're the guy that tries to slide in under the Bravo and not talk to NorCal around here. Here's what everybody else hears. ATC is going to say, 21866, traffic, 1 o'clock, 3 miles, and we're not talking to them. You know what that means? It means we don't know what they're doing. That's not just information, that's a warning. You've now made ATC guess. You've made other pilots guess. You've become the wild card. So the first fix is simple. Speak up early and help them help you. They are there only to help you. Next up, how you talk matters just as much as what you say. Here's the format that I teach all of my students. Start with who you are, where you are, and what you want. For example, let's say that you're inbound to Oakland from the north over San Pablo Bay. You've got the ATIS, and your first call to NorCal approach should sound like this. NorCal approach, Archer 21866, San Pablo Bay, inbound to Oakland with golf. That's it. Nothing else. You don't even need to say your altitude yet. They're going to take that next. You don't need to say checking in. You don't need to say with you. You're already talking to them. Now, let's say you're on the ground at Oakland, ready to taxi out of Signature. Your first call can be Oakland ground, Archer 21866, Signature with golf, request 33 and flight following to San Pablo Bay. Clear, efficient, professional. And again, it's always the same format. Who you are, where you are, what you want. And the best pilots don't add fluff. They just say what matters and leave space for everybody else on the frequency. So next up, think ahead. There are 2 parts to this. The first part is think about the entire interaction. Don't just plan what you're going to say. Anticipate what they're going to ask you for next. For example, if you're requesting a taxi, include the ATIS right up front so they don't have to prompt you. If you're inbound, say where you are and that you've got the ATIS so that they can find you fast. Every time you answer a question before it's asked, you're saving bandwidth for them and for you. The second part of that, the thinking ahead part, is be ready to respond. If you're calling for a taxi, then have the airport diagram open and expect instructions like taxi via Alpha, hold short 33. And when that call comes in, you should be asking yourself first, can I do that? Do I know where it is? Do I know where the hold short line is? And if yes, then read it back and go. And if not, then ask for clarification quickly. What you're doing is you're showing that you're thinking ahead, that you're on top of it. And that's the kind of pilot that ATC loves to work with. So how do you get better? How do you improve your radio work? Here's what I have my students do. First, write the calls out. Plan your radio work the same way that you plan your route. Every leg of the flight has predictable calls. Write them down, rehearse them, and make them muscle memory. The second thing you can do is listen to live ATC. Pick a busy airport and just listen. Try to visualize what's happening. It's one of the fastest ways to learn the rhythm and the patterns of radio work. Pretend that you're one of those pilots coming in and form a mental picture of what's happening. The last part is practice with a friend. Talk through an entire flight out loud. Go back and forth like you're flying it. The more you speak these calls, the more natural it becomes. Radio work doesn't have to be scary. It's a skill, and like everything else in aviation, it gets easier with practice and good habits. If you're training with me, if you're training with me, this is something we work on from day one. Because when you're confident on the radio, the whole flight gets smoother. Thanks for watching, and if this helps, drop a comment or question below, and I'll see you on the next video.